Man.
I'll get them uploaded. Leave me alone. They're coming.
They'll be there. Calm your tits.
Yep. I mean, I have them. I just have to.
He's just busy with Fez right now.
Yeah.
Give a break to Fez and upload some of our sessions, please.
I will. I'm looking right at them. I should be able to upload them tonight.
No problem.
I've just been a very lazy person.
You take it.
Okay.
Ha 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 ha. This is so incredibly boring.
What's boring?
I queued into an ARAM match in Smite, and it's currently like a normal actual team versus 4 hunters and an assassin. So
yeah, that's why I don't play ARAM anymore.
So you're basically stuck in this game of they're not doing anything to engage because they can't, and we're just constantly poking at the winner tower.
And if you guys engage, one of you is dead.
Yep, which shouldn't be bad because we have the tanks for it. It's just trying to find the correct time to do it. It's hard considering that it's a bunch of like actually team fighty.
Yeah.
Hunters instead of just normal bullshit where they just constantly attack because they all have really good team fighting ults. So you go into fight, they're going to almost get team wiped.
Oh, and it's ARAM, so you can't split push against that sort of team.
Nope.
This is why I don't play that anymore.
But hey, I get free favor, so it's fine. It's actually well, it's boring. It's also relaxing because I'll just get free favor at the end of the game and be able to afford the worst designed freaking character in the game so far.
All right, are we all here? Are we all ready?
I think we are.
Yeah, I believe so.
Hey, hi.
Yep, I'm here.
Well, never mind. We dove the tower, and now we're past the tower borders. They're all dead. This is gonna be fast.
This is what happens when you dive the tower. Congratulations, you.
All right, we won.
You were doing so well until you died.
No, we're not dead. They all died.
Oh, okay.
All right, are we at 5 now?
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Started at 9. Now we're at 5.
The attrition continues.
Eventually, it'll be 4, and then 5, or 3, and then 5. Who knows?
Who will be next? That's the question.
Oh, Adric is gone.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, till August, I think, right? Isn't that what he said? August or September?
That sounded like it was September.
I think he said September. It was
Either
like 3
way,
months,
he's actually coming back up.
Yep.
Considering we barely did anything.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now we're now I'm fucking dead. Well,
Okay.
that didn't last long.
Guys, we need to get our shit together so that we have something to do.
And actually get
So,
something done
for-
before he comes back.
He left
Yeah.
to go see his dad, and it's gonna be we're gonna finally get out of the city by the time he comes back. And it's like, wait, Adric, don't leave.
Those dwarves run really fast.
Okay, who wants to give James a rundown? What happened?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
As I understand it, I took a nap in the stable
Yeah.
with Zoe.
And the rest of us went and ran errands. That's all that happened
Basically.
last time.
I never
D&D
even found-
Sims Edition.
I never even found out what the book I was reading did.
It wasn't
Like if I
important.
learned anything, it was just useless.
Well, we did learn a couple of things. Independently, we learned that down to the south, there's been some some kind of stuff happening, kind of like significantly southwest of Altimer Cove, across the kind of major river down there. Town called Netherhill, lots of bad stuff happening. I think from correctly,
What
undead,
kind of bad
stuff like that.
Undead or demons?
Undead.
City disappearing.
So that's been going on. So there's kind of a situation going on down there. There's also in the kind of the forest immediately south of Falstad, there was a shipment that didn't get through. That we've been asked to go and investigate independently. I think Reed heard about Netherhill, and I think I forget, was it Jatan that heard about Bjornstag?
We were supposed to deliver a package to Bjornstag, but we also heard that Bjornstag has been having some issues.
Yeah, well, there was a ship. Yeah, it was you, because you were asking about the leather armor, and the armor said that he hasn't gotten his shipment in. So we learned about that, and then as I said, we all kind of just ran errands, and then Reed was kind of the first back to the tavern and was approached, asking if he could gather together his party and bring them up to the Lord Regional Commander, because stuff has happened, which means that, a day and a half later, they finally learned that the prisoner escaped. So exciting.
I mean, the one that we brought them, right?
Yeah. The one that, basically pumpkin bombed you and me. That one.
Yeah, but I think we got a job to finish there.
I mean,
That's
yeah.
not a conspiracy.
Okay. That was basically, yeah.
Again, nothing happened.
So, yeah, it was errands. It was library reading. Dratan tried to steal a library book and got reprimanded.
Excuse me, I didn't try to steal. I tried to
note,
buy.
somebody just returned to me a book I took out over 20 years ago. I now have to get back to my university.
So yeah,
And I was gonna bring it back. Oh yeah, I also accidentally was racist and then made it up for it by making the. That also happened. Not realizing what I was saying, I called the elven black armorer I called my friend.
Yeah, you didn't call him it.
Yeah, so not realizing that the armor was elven, while talking about
Knife ears.
Kai and Elisar, because apparently he brought you up. I called you guys knife ears. I didn't realize what the hell I was saying. And then later down the road, to make a point, I stuck a pair of daggers in their ears.
To save face in front of the blacksmith, who gave him just this impression. He goes, no, really. They often stick knives behind their ears.
They're very strange.
Now keep in mind, the blacksmith never saw any of this, but when they were in the library, for some damn reason, Dratan goes, let's make that reality, and sticks knives behind their ears in front of the librarian.
And he has to roll for it, and he successfully did that.
I rolled a 21 and a 22 on both of their accounts.
You're the knife ear bandits, right?
Once again, Dratan just doing stupid things.
Yep, I don't give a shit.
Goddamn dogs, man.
Wait, I can't remember. What instrument is Dratan playing nowadays?
Violin.
Violin? Okay.
No, that's right, because the piano. What
yeah, he gave up his piano before you guys left Altimer Cove.
Sooner or later, I'm going to start playing the triangle.
Kazoo, I'm telling you, the kazoo.
It's got to be the cowbell, man.
All right. So, remind me where you guys are all at. I've got Reed and Zixo in the main room.
Reed's getting breakfast.
And I've got the other three still in the library.
I believe we were heading back. We were studying for
what happened was we had already left, and we were currently talking in the middle of the square.
Yep.
Everybody was talking in the middle of the square?
Not everybody. Zixo was still asleep.
Okay.
And Dratan may have been marching up and down the square.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where you're at. We'll start. What's your guys' plan? What are you doing next? It's about midday. The crowds are in their midday form. There's quite a bit of traffic going along the main thoroughfare. in the middle of the city there.
Did the explosion happen when I was last week or before then?
It was the week before that. You were here for that. That's the explosion that led
You
to
were here for
us hi-ho silvering over there and getting attacked by pumpkin bombs.
Okay.
I refuse to believe there's
Pumpkin
actual...
bombs that almost killed you.
Yeah, I refuse to believe that there's actual gunpowder. It's just pumpkins are explosive.
Fermented pumpkins.
Those things went bad a long time ago.
Don't you know, Sonny? We use those to mine out mountains. Don't ask why.
And over comes Adra going, wait a second, I never heard about this. Let me get one of those.
He's now packing it on his way.
Now, who's in the bar with me? Is that you, Kai?
No,
That's
not
right.
Reed is.
Oh, Reed's with. Okay, so Reed, were you the one who was given the job to take somewhere a package somewhere?
Nope.
I don't know about any such package.
What package is this?
The Bjornstag.
No, that
Oh,
was
no.
Dratan was tasked with picking up the shipment
not
to go
tasked.
find out about the shipment.
A surprise package appears.
Hmm.
All right. First off, I was asked. I was not tasked.
That's right. There
And I
is
never
Okay.
said I would do it.
It
I said I
showed
would.
up in
out
your
of
quest log. Whether you do it or not is up to you, but it's in there.
under
This guy had
optional
this
quests.
yellow goblet over his head, and I went to talk to him.
Okay, so Dratan, Kai, and LSR are in the middle of the city. Are you guys stopped? Are you heading back to the inn? What are you guys doing?
I think we wanted to go back to the inn because
Yep.
Reed's the only person that knows that he's been warned about by the Lord, and everyone else is just from the library, and
Yeah, we are done with library, so we are just heading back to the.
so we don't
Okay.
know about the warning or the summon.
Yep.
And Reed's not paying much attention. He's eating breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
At lunchtime, but yes.
At lunchtime, yes. He does not care.
I mean, look, whatever you call it, it's food. Lunchtime is an illusion. Don't forget that.
It's a meal. Okay, well, I mean, it's still open time. What are you guys doing?
So we'll probably head back to the inn, right?
Okay.
Well, LSR's gonna head back to the inn and try to gather around again.
All right,
We are in
you
the
guys
inn now.
you guys head back to the inn. Like I said, it's about midday. City traffic is going strong. You see a steady stream heading from east to west as people are. I'm sorry, from west to east as people are heading towards Edrithia, the main city. You see plenty of caravans and travelers on the road. Heading to the west, you see a few troops of soldiers head out, perhaps on patrol or perhaps to address other villages in that direction. You get back to the inn, you enter, and it's just Reed sitting at the table, a little grumpily eating his lunch that he refuses to call lunch. It's actually breakfast to him. As you enter, the old innkeeper, the old lady innkeeper, sort of pokes her head from the kitchen and greets you and asks if you would like anything.
And I would just be like, just some of the usual bread.
Okay,
Oh, was it pies that I get? Or was it bread?
I don't remember.
I'll have
Either
a
way,
simple meal.
Yeah, and I'll just go
Bread
sit
and
next
some
to
rolls.
Nye.
Okay.
I just shake my head and go and take a seat after putting down a couple of books so I can sit at the same height as everybody else.
Not books from the library, right? You weren't allowed to take them.
Nope, I
Okay.
put my own books there.
Okay.
The random books that he's been hauling around with him the entire time. Those books.
Okay. All right. Most of you guys are sitting at the table. Zixo, you've. I think what I did is I said you came in to eat some breakfast after you had slept in with Zoe.
Okay. I come up and say, guys, so this is the new morning, right? And we've done our thing. What do you think is what do you think we're supposed to do now? I think we've delivered our message, right? I'm still worried about those kids down south.
Reed kind of
What kids?
casually finishes chewing his food, swallows, and then kind of points in the direction of the fort and says, "Well, they did ask for us to go up there."
Do we trust these guys?
I'm gonna be like, I don't know. It seems a bit. It seems a bit suspicious that they get broken out immediately after capture. I mean, imprisonment.
To be
Or
fair,
something bigger, maybe up.
To be fair, I'd rather trust anybody who's in power.
Yeah, and Snobby McSnob is not really this trustworthy kind.
Well, that
you.
mayor down south seems nice.
And I think that, like he speaks, I think guys are that the army of falses is less than inadequate to handle any kind of situations, like being a viable reinforcement to Baltimore Cove.
Either way, it would be rather rude of us to refuse an audience that is asked of us. Besides, as I told you before, we're currently being watched.
Yeah, we. Either way, whether we like it or not, we probably have to go.
Wait, we're watched? Is there somebody watching us right now? I say very softly to you.
I pull out the letter that I got a couple days ago, and I hand it to him. Excuse me, yesterday, not a couple days ago. It was yesterday.
Okay. Is that in a text on the handouts over here?
1 second, I will give it to you.
I can post it there, though. Give me just a second.
Keep on, this is also news to Reed, who wasn't here when Dertan started reading that.
Oh.
I think Buchanan read it himself, didn't he?
Yeah, Reed was already out of the tavern by then.
And besides, I didn't read out the entire thing fully. I just gave you bits and pieces.
Oh, yeah, that's what he did.
Hold on.
Oh, I got this little bit of lull. I'll be right back.
I'm getting there. Give me just a sec.
Mm-hmm.
When did we get the fishing tackle?
Fishing tackle.
That was off of the First Empire guys you just
Yeah.
did outside of town.
Okay.
Damn, I could have gone fishing.
Something popped up.
Yep.
All right, there you go.
Oh, right, this one.
Okay, I'm back.
Where did I put that?
Wait, my thing moved. I don't. Oh, there it is. No teacher time. At the top.
Okay.
It's pretty interesting.
It's definitely interesting. I'm assuming that...
Baron Morton von Beethoven. Damn. This is a fancy name.
I love his name.
Yeah, his name's great.
I wrote that myself.
See, now it's not cool anymore.
Thanks.
I turned to him and say, so what does this mean when he says that I would, however, suggest you restrain yourself from becoming more of a nuisance to these men? What does he mean?
Well, I mean, I'm a nuisance to everybody around me.
Yes, that's why I don't understand.
Reed reaches over to try to snag the note and read through as well.
So he is these men. These are the Dark Empire, yes, that we're talking about, the First Empire.
Well, it's not just them. Because while it may be a direct reference, there's also more than a couple of other beings, both humanoid and non, that have taken an interest in us, whether it be benign or not.
Hey, what is this us? From what I'm reading here, it doesn't say anything about the group you're with or anything. It's specifically talking about you.
We've been together for too long. It includes you no matter what you say.
No, I don't think I've become any nuisance to anybody of power. On the other hand, I can think of a couple times that you might have been.
No, I think we were quite a nuisance to those First Empire guys when we came in approach town.
Yes,
Not to mention
but
Mr. Demon.
But the First Empire folks, we only met yesterday. This note, unless this man is here in this city, there's no way his contacts would have known that and been able to send a letter in 24 hours.
I'm
He'd have to talk
gonna
with someone before that.
sort of whisper to Reed. Remember Mr. Demon Man? The imposter guy? Fuck, what was his name? Captain something?
Also, Reed, you can easily talk to another person via magic. And a person with the name Baron probably has a couple of magical entities under
Yes,
his...
he could have easily used ascending.
So, of course, an informant would easily be able to get back to him within 24 hours.
I mean, yes. You really think he's talking about the folks we upset yesterday?
Not
I
yesterday.
don't know.
There's more than a couple people he could be referencing.
Well, let's straighten it out. Who do you guys think are all at play here, right? We have to have factions and sides. We, of course, have the side of the Altamore Cove folks, who are just the innocents.
We have Altamore Cove, we have Amos Standwick, who's currently sitting inside the city, awaiting us to come back.
Wait, I thought he was the demon guy.
He is demon number 2. There's also demon number 1, the dark entity that keeps plaguing us with his little minions.
Oh, the big demon. Yeah, so Anton Stanwyck was the little demon, and that was the big demon. Yes. The shadowed entity.
Next
Good thing
on
we
that
remember all
list-
these names, right?
Next on that list.
I know, it was
Excuse
just yesterday, right? How come I can't remember this?
you. Excuse you. It's a good thing I have that stuff written down.
I lost my notes.
Next on the list is the First Empire bandits. Even more so, there's been a couple of people that we've had run-ins with. We don't know if they are willing to work with us or not. There was that weird encounter back at the Golden Seagull.
Oh, and then the whole delving into the depths of Bertrand's mind. That was disturbing. I'm kind of thinking that was just a dream.
No, that was not a dream. I wish it was. Besides, I have a couple of questions for you when you get a chance. Anyway, back to the conversation. To put it bluntly, we're currently being in the eyes of people that hold power. Our names now carry weight around, and we can't simply just do to and fro what we want. Refusing the audience of a person in power asking for our help would send a message to somebody else. A message we probably would not like.
Well, we probably should. Well, did they request your presence or our presence at the keep today?
Read what they
It
say.
was-
He,
Yeah.
the gentleman who asked for all of us, which is why I've been waiting for you to come. I, for one, think we should go, considering, in my eyes, that this probably has something to do with the breakout last night, and considering we were the ones who took the man in the first place, I imagine he wants to let us know. Because for what they
Or
know,
you might
we
want
went
to
there.
blame us.
That's also possible, and if we refuse this audience and walk away, which I think is a terrible idea, that sends a very distinctive message of our involvement with said events. Not to mention, Zixo, that you and I were nearby last night when the guards found us and had to question us.
Covered in smoke and soot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you might have helped the people recover, but that doesn't 100% clear our name. I say we need to go and meet with them and see what it's about, and then we can discuss this after.
I agree. Let's go.
All right, well, let's finish up our
Okay,
breakfast
okay.
meal here.
I want to try and slide a piece of food off of Reed's plate.
Okay. Reed, do you contest?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Mostly because Reed's going to
roll-
actually be looking at his food as he eats it.
Roll a sleight of hand, Dratan, and roll a perception. Reed.
Damn.
Hey, DM,
Yes, sir.
do Elsar and Kai still don't realize that they have a knife on them?
Yeah, hold on. Hockey, I want to argue advantage on that because Reed's actively looking at his food as he's eating.
Oh, that's why you're actually rolling rather than your passive perception.
Damn. Because passive perception would have been better.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing.
So, Reed, as you're eating your food, you sort of choke a little bit, and as you take some water to drink, Dratan successfully snags part of your sausage that you've been eating.
See, I was going to argue that it was freaking oatmeal, because breakfast.
Oh.
So I was going to make him dip his hand to oatmeal and now have
I'm fine with that.
information.
I am fine with that.
Okay.
He uses two fingers to sort of scoop a little glob of oatmeal and slyly eats it before you notice. You're left with the feeling that your oatmeal isn't as much as it was before you took your drink of water.
Everyone else sees this, right?
Yeah.
Everyone else sees this.
Well, that's the
Bit of
question. Is
oatmeal.
anybody else's passive perception over 10? Because anybody else could notice.
Yeah. It's pretty funny that you rolled less than your passive perception.
That's stupid.
Reed, your oatmeal is awful. Let's go.
Okay, so Reed is going to aim a boot at Dratan's ass now.
All right, let's do this.
Okay. Let's move on. You guys are heading up to the castle, to the fort?
That's
Yes.
my plan.
I say. I don't think
Okay.
anyone else has anything to do, right?
I mean, Reed has stuff to do, but he's not going to reject a high summons in this case.
All
No,
right.
that's right. You're naked right now, aren't you?
Yeah,
No.
Zixo definitely wants to go with you because I have a spell prepared for this.
No, Reed just
Yeah.
doesn't have his chainmail on.
Right. Reed doesn't have his armor.
You wear
Yeah,
stuff
no.
beneath that stuff.
That was me who
And-
said that. I didn't think he
No.
actually wanted anything.
Yeah, James, we hypothesize it that Reed is not wearing anything in his chainmail.
Yeah, Reed's having his chainmail repaired by the blacksmith.
Yeah.
So he currently does not have it.
Also shield too, and I think I left my longsword with him as well. If I remember correctly.
Jeez, man,
Did
you're
you?
unarmed.
I'm not unarmed.
Did you leave your longsword?
Yes, he has his
For what
sword.
Yeah, I think he
And
had a
his dagger.
full repair.
Yeah, just
Like he went for a full
idle
repair.
repairs. He's used his weapons and armor for the last 7 days straight. I'm assuming there's dents and sharpening needed.
All right, it's a magical longsword, though. I didn't know you left it with him. He would have said it was out of his
Oh,
ability to perform repairs.
Let's just assume he has it. I'd rather have a paladin with with the sword.
we'll assume that the blacksmith has it because that's what I was running on. Reed's not
Okay.
unarmed though.
Okay. Sounds good. You guys gather up your stuff. And Reed, you already paid for your breakfast, didn't you? I think you did.
I think I did.
Yeah. You guys head out the door, head up the short avenue to the fort gates. And once again, you're met with a pair of guards outside the gates, more ceremonial than anything. They still don't look too impressive, but they are on extra alert, it feels like, probably from the previous night's happenings. You approach, and one of them holds his hands up and approaches you the last few steps and demands to know what you're doing.
Walking.
You're doing what?
Sir, we were summoned by the Lord Commander.
Right. Well, okay, let me check on that. And he goes back, knocks on the door, the Sally gate, and you see a little, what are they called? The little peepholes slide open. They converse for a second, and he closes it. And he indicates you guys wait a couple minutes. A few minutes pass, and the Sally door opens, and you see Quintus, the same one who came, that met you last night when you first met with the commander, and the one who left the message with Reed just earlier in the morning. He beckons you to follow, and you enter into the fort, past the ruins you see off to the north there.
Hold on. Okay, so after we've passed by the guards and we're following this guy, I just want to slyly, like behind him and all that, cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay.
And then just kind of detect his thoughts about what's going on as we're approaching this our destination.
He's
On the guards or on Quintus?
On Quintus.
Oh, okay. And you just want to know the surface thoughts?
Yeah, I don't want him to give. I just want surface thoughts. I don't want to penetrate any deeper.
Okay. He is thinking about where to lead you, where the Lord Commander is. He last saw him in his chambers, but he knew he was leaving to go to the main hall again, where he met you before, where he is meeting with a few of the guard captains to discuss where the prisoner went.
After I read those surface thoughts, I'm going to call to him. So, Quintus, what are you worried about this evening?
Quintus sort of gives you a sidelong look, and he says, I'm not worried about anything. What do you mean?
Did anything run across the surface thoughts?
You felt sort of a sharp pang of worry before he was able to clamp it down. And then you feel some deceit throughout.
Okay. I don't know if we'll get to the end of this journey by the end of a minute, but I'm just going to keep flittering out and checking the surface thoughts of anybody around us to see if they're anxious, worried, scared, that kind of thing.
Okay. Most of the guards, as you pass heading towards the main hall again, most of the guards, you detect exhaustion and weariness. It seems that the ones that are in their bunkhouses have been the ones trying to repair the wall most of the night, and they've had to do some patrols throughout the Shinkirk Narrows to try and find out where the breakout party went. Quintus, his thoughts are, it's almost difficult to tell his surface thoughts. It flashes between worry and immediate surrounding thoughts, back to worry, and there's just a general theme of deceit throughout. You finally reach the main hall, and there Quintus just immediately opens the door and passes the guards that are at the main doors and indicates for you to follow. You guys once again are in the hallway with the lavish, elvish carpets, along with the tapestries along the wall and the gleaming armor, the suits of armor up and down the hallway. Quintus quickly leads you through the hallway to the same main hall you were at before, and indicates for you to wait as he opens the door to head in, and you're able to peek a little bit, and you see the Lord Commander sitting at a table with it looks to be about 3 or 4 officers and a few other orderlies nearby, discussing something that's on the table. It looks like a rolled out piece of parchment. The door closes and you guys are left for a few minutes before he comes back. So if you want to do anything.
No, that was my one use of the spell to try and get some intel. I'm going to say these guys, seems like everybody's exhausted, and there's some. I would be very cautious in here.
Okay. You feel the detect thoughts. Your concentration's up, and the spell passes. Elisar has his notebook open as he's sort of doodling a little bit, and finally Quintus opens the door again and indicates you guys to come in. You see a few of the officers heading out one of the other doors to the west. I'm sorry, to the east of the hall. But you recognize the one officer you met the night previously. His name was Captain Westermark, if you don't remember. And he is just sort of standing at attention behind and to the left of the Lord Commander, who is still seated at the table. As you approach, you see that the rolled out parchment is now rolled up and off to the side. And as you draw close, the Lord Commander addresses you, and he says, "Well, gentlemen, it seems that once you entered my town, the fireworks went off." And he smiles a little snarkily at you at that, and waits a moment to see if you'll say anything.
Reed's eyebrows are going to go up, but he's just going to watch silently.
Someone threw a pumpkin at me that exploded. Is that what you mean?
Yes, these thieves, and as he says it, he sort of grits his teeth a little bit, seem to have acquired some interesting resources. I'm not sure where they've gotten those from. He sort of looks a little bit behind him to Captain Westermark, and he says, "The good captain has made it aware that he found you on the street last night. What were you doing there?"
And at this point, Reed's going to take a step forward, and he said, "We were trying to deal with a disturbance at the tavern name is still escaping me. Something Diplomat.
Frowning Councilman.
Thank you. At the Frowning Councilman, and as we did, the explosion occurred, and my thought was to come and make sure everyone was all right. Upon arriving at the scene, we found Eridan in the presence of several other men, who immediately attacked us."
Well, before that, I saw this suspicious man in the back of the tavern, and he disappeared while we were, like, he used some sort of blinking spell, and I went after him to chase. And then we went to the explosion when it happened.
I stayed back.
He was heading towards the explosion while I was chasing him, from what I believe.
Are there any other witnesses to this disturbance or to this mysterious man?
I believe my good gnome wizard friend had a bit of the chase as well.
Yes, I gave as best a chase as my stubby little legs could, but I could not catch him.
I can't.
At this, go ahead.
I can't speak for the man in question because I don't think I saw him, but pretty much the entire room saw the disturbance, the shrieking woman who we were dealing with to begin with.
And at this, Captain Westermark leans down and whispers in the commander's ear. The commander looks a little irritated, but then waves Captain Westermark back and says, "Well, be that as it may, I am left with a quandary. It seems that the prisoner you brought me has now escaped. As you may understand, it is a spot upon my honor when a prisoner escapes. I have, as of yet, been unable to detect where he has gone. It seems that my guards are ineffective." He sort of glances back at Captain Westermark with a pointed, not necessarily a glare, but a pointed look. And he says, They have been ineffective at rooting out some of these troublemakers in the Narrows, that they call it. I am wondering if you gentlemen would be willing to act as intermediaries and perform a rudimentary search for me.
Sir, may I ask? We came with you with dire news from Eltimore Cove. Before we can sign up and give you our will that we will do as you ask, we need to make sure that they have been attended to also.
Altamar Cove is not your concern. It is being handled. Now, the business at hand today is my fort was attacked, and I need restitution.
Reed's gonna...
I look up at Reed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to look up at you, Reed, and see where you want to lead us.
Okay, then. Reed's gonna glance at his fellows and then kind of look back and said, well, I can't speak for the rest of my party. I'm not as familiar with Falstad as I wish I was. What type of assistance are you asking of us?
I want you to root out where these thieves went. Once you find out, you may alert my guards, and they will handle it from there. But we have been unable to determine where they went.
Sir, if I have your permission, I'd like to cast a spell and see if I could help maybe divine some information.
What sort of spell?
Well, it needs to kind of be a surprise. I don't want to tell everybody what it is.
And he sort of waves his fingers and says, very well.
Okay, I cast Detect Thoughts, and then I go right from the captain to him, and just detecting everybody around the room to see if anybody has got the vibe coming that, you know, they're afraid of being detected or afraid of being found out.
Sure. The Captain Westermark is irritated. He is thoroughly irritated. You're surprised at his outward demeanor because of how irritated he is. You sense his irritation is for his commander.
Okay.
As you flip from him to the commander, you're met with a wall. You can't detect anything about the commander.
Okay.
Quintus is still in the room, and you sense a slight amusement as well as irritation. And then, again, that sort of underlying deceit going on. And those are the only three in the room. You can sense your companion's thoughts, but I don't know what they are. They would have to tell you.
Okay, is there anybody unseen within 30 feet of us that might be listening in or a spy?
No.
Okay, and then I'm going to relay this to Commander, say that I have I've casted a spell to detect thoughts and to see if there might be unseen watchers or people who might be spying on you, sir. I can report that I have detected no one except for those who are present here in this room. I do not believe that either of your companions here appear to be complicit in the escape, so that was good. I just wanted to eliminate some of the most dangerous possibilities. Thank you, sir, for allowing me to cast that spell.
Okay. Everybody roll perception.
Oh boy.
I've already seen how well I do that today. That's about right.
Hey.
Nice.
And there we go. Okay, everybody but Kai.
Damn. My head is in
Everybody
the sky.
but Kai notices first that the commander raises his eyebrow and looks very amused. But Quintus, you see, he startles. He jumps a little bit and looks wide-eyed at you, Zixo, and then gathers himself and
What thoughts went across his mind when he startled?
sharp surprise, and then all of a sudden everything sort of clicks in his mind. It all clicks into place, and you feel him forcing himself to think of innocuous things.
Puppies.
Okay. So I do see like I can see force thought, which is telling me great. Okay.
Yep. The commander is continuing on while this happens, and again, it gives you a slight smile and says, "Is that all? I need you to actually physically enter the Shinkirk Narrows and do a little door-to-door investigation for me. Is this something you and your party are up to?"
Will we have the authority of the Lord Commander?
You will have the authority necessary to perform your duty.
Reed kind of glances at Zixo, who's also talking a lot in this one, and then looks back and says, "I have no problem assisting, but given lack of knowledge about this area, we may need a guide to come help us know where the best places to look are."
I can send Quintus with you. Quintus knows the Narrows.
And we need to need some instruments that we need to at least protect ourselves. You can see here my friend is standing almost naked without his armor.
And with that, Reed's hand goes over his face and he starts massaging his temples.
I'm not telling them that his armor is just off to repair, but like showing them that he doesn't have an armor. So if you could arrange,
they saw him not
make an arrangement.
I seem to remember your companion had armor. What happened to it?
At this point, Reed
it.
pipes up and
you remember that pumpkin bomb that he told you about? Yeah, that happened.
Reed takes a deep breath, shakes his head, and says, I put in for repair, and it won't be complete until tomorrow.
The commander sort of spreads his hands in a helpless gesture and says, "My resources are already stretched thin after last night's attack. I have my own repairs that my blacksmiths are making, and our secondary uniforms are in circulation with the rise of the First Empire to the west. I am afraid I have very little to offer you outside of perhaps a few arrows or javelins."
I whisper to Dratan, ask him if we can get badges.
Dratan, there's one correct answer to this. Just one.
I'm gonna look at you and say, you can ask him yourself.
That wasn't it.
Badges? We don't need no.
There we go. Thank you.
I had no idea what you were referencing, so.
Sierra Madre.
Come on.
Humphrey Bogart and
No.
okay,
Never seen
great
it.
film.
Like referenced in so much popular culture. It's stupid.
I will now add that to the list of stuff I need to watch.
The commander looks at you and says, "So, are you available, gentlemen?"
I just nod up vertically, yes, but wait for my party to.
Are you willing to supply me with jerky?
Oh yes, what are you gonna
push
pay?
button the whole time. Fucking hell.
He says, "I believe I can find you some jerky." That he's a little taken aback and unsure of himself, wondering if you're talking about the same thing. You mean dried meat, correct?
I mean the thing that makes things jerk together.
What?
Coin.
Oh.
What?
He sneers at you and he says, yes, we will make some gold available to you from our coffers. Does 50 gold pieces each sound enough?
Per night's work sounds good.
I'm gonna be like, Elisa's gonna. May we have some sort of sign for the citizens to let us know that it's within our authority to search their homes. I feel like people wouldn't take kindly to us just ravaging through their homes.
He snaps his fingers, and Quintus hurries to the side of the room where you see a small desk and brings out some parchment and a charcoal pen and puts it in front of the commander, and he scribbles out a short dispatch and rolls it up and seals it with his, or at the bottom he seals it with his signet ring and rolls it up and hands it to you and says, "Will this suffice?"
Thank you, sir.
That probably will.
So I turn.
Yep, I accept it.
I turn to our new. What is his assistant? What does he look like?
Quintus?
Yeah, Quintus.
Quintus has a mop of sort of, it's kept but not very well, greasy black hair. He is in no way, shape, or form a warrior. He is very slight and almost bent over, hunched a little bit.
Is he like
Always has his hands in front of him, sort of obsequiously.
Please tell me he's not rubbing
He's
them
like,
together.
A little bit.
Oh,
and he's
God.
licking his
Excellent,
lips.
Smithers.
That's exactly what I have pictured.
Excellent.
Okay. I say, Quintus, why don't we get a move on then? I think we've got quite a day ahead of us.
He darts a quick look at his commander and sort of sniffs. Very well. And he indicates for you to follow. And he leads you out the east doors that the officers went.
When I see that we're in a hallway, we're kind of alone with just Quintus, us, and nobody else. Does that situation present itself?
Yeah, as you exit the hall, you're in sort of a side hallway that has several other doors on the east side of the hallway, but it runs north and south along the building. And it's.
I'm gonna say, Quintus, hold up a second. You and I both know I could have told the Lord Commander a different story in there when I read everybody's mind. So we're not looking to get ourselves killed today, and I'm sure you're not looking to get yourself killed in the near future either, are you?
He gives you a little sneer, and he says, "Whatever are you talking about?"
I say, you know what I'm talking about, and what we're going to do is we're going to make this real easy today, okay? You're going to lead us right to where these guys are. You're going to look real shocked for them when we find them, when we kill them, but we won't kill you. Does this sound like a plan?
Roll perception.
Just him or all of us?
Scratch that. Roll insight, just Zixo.
Okay.
He stares at you for a long time, looking directly at you, and then with sort of a gracious nod, he smiles slightly and says, "Very well." And he turns and leads you down the hallway, back to a set of doors. Back to the outside. You guys are back outside in the main fort, and he leads you back towards the gate. At the gate, once you guys are outside past the guards, he turns to you and says, "Do you need to collect anything?"
I personally have my stuff, guys. Reed?
Reed has the short sword that
Yeah, and no armor.
Oh no. He's got the short sword on that he had earlier, so he just kind of shakes his head.
Okay. All right. He says, "Very well. Follow me." And he leads you down the path to the north, past the pumpkin bomb area before, and to the north of that, you are now deep in the Shinkirk Narrows. The Narrows are just a set of haphazard, almost leaning shacks and shanties and buildings, some that are precariously, 2 or 3 stories, even 4 stories high, very dilapidated. Some of them have boards for doors. Some of them have broken windows that have never been repaired. There's tatters in the windows. You see dirty children running around all over. Everybody who's on the streets here are usually slinking along the wall protectively, warily eyeing everybody else. When they see you guys tromp down the main road, a lot of them seem to just sort of melt into the side alleys and avoid you at all costs. Quintus is very confidently leading you further north. You reach sort of a T-stop, and he looks left and right for a second, turns right, and a little ways there's an alley to the left, probably about, and maybe not even an alley. It's more like a cul-de-sac, a small cul-de-sac, and he leads you down there. And beckons
everybody get ready, guys.
Beckons you to follow, as it seems you guys stop at the mouth of the cul-de-sac, and he turns and beckons you to follow and continues in.
Okay, I'm gonna say, hold up, Quintus. We have to. We gotta decide on what our game plan is.
And he turns and he continues to keep walking backwards as he turns and holds his hands out to the side, and he says, "I thought you wanted me to lead you to them."
Well, of course, but we want to discuss what we're gonna do first. So come back here for just a second.
He continues to walk. He's probably about 20 feet away from you at this point, and he says, "Come on, it's just a little further."
I tell my party, hold up, guys.
Yeah, Reed's not walking any further. He's been kind of off-put by this place already.
I'm gonna point an arrow at Quintus and like warn him to stop.
Quintus, he turns to you and cocks a sneer, a very condescending sneer, and he says, "Are you really going to shoot the Lord Commander's aide in the middle of the street?"
Actually, he's the kind of guy who does that. So, but I do. Come on, let's not shoot him until he gives us a reason to. And we kind of promised we wouldn't kill him as long as he made it easy on us. But he seems to be leading us into a trap. So it seems like he broke his part of the bargain.
And Quintus just sort of shrugs and turns around and keeps walking further into the alley. He's about 30 feet, and you see up ahead there's a little dog hook at the end of the cul-de-sac around a building.
A dog hook? What?
I'd like to open up my sack and let Pip out so that she can fly up above and try and get a bird's eye view of what's going on.
Okay.
A dog? What's that?
I put back my
it's
arrow.
like a dog. Like it's like the cul-de-sac turns a little bit around a building.
Oh,
Blind corner.
Yeah. Pip goes up there. Unfortunately, with the height of the buildings and the way they're haphazardly tilting, the alleyway at the top is more narrow than it is down at the bottom. It's shaded and gloomy, and she's not able to get sky high to be able to look down, but she's maybe 30 or 40 feet in the air, and sort of sends back to you. Are you sure you want me to go forward?
No, I wanted you to get up on the rooftop, make sure that the rooftops are clear of archers.
Okay. She gets up. She worms her way up through the buildings, scares an old lady who was near her windowsill. She jumps back in fright as this pseudo dragon comes flipping past. But Pip gets to the rooftops and doesn't see anything, and communicates that with you.
Ask her to keep watch up there and tell us if you see any danger coming from that direction. And then I tell my party that I believe that the top has been secured if we want to advance cautiously.
Reed countered in 6-0 and, kind of looks a little bit unsure. And it says, with the amount of noise we made walking down, the amount of people who got out of our way, I imagine they know we're coming, even if he doesn't let them know.
Oh, they're going to be prepared, and it's going to be a trap, so get ready for it. But it does mean that that he does get to die because he broke his bargain.
You are rather bloodthirsty today.
hey, we can blame
at
it on
this
the
point now
Okay,
down
little
by
art
the blind
character.
corner.
I just
And
drank
he
half a
is-
pint of rum, so yeah.
Quintus is now turning the corner, looking back at you, and he lets out this this laugh that sounds a bit inhuman.
Of course.
Oh, fuck.
So about how far is he away?
He's
Should I
about 40
shot
feet
him?
away at this point.
You know what? It's never worked before. We're going to try it again. Divine sense.
Okay. Link that one more time.
Celestial
Click it.
fiends are undead within 60 feet. I can detect.
Well, go ahead and click it.
I don't have a click thing for it. 1 second.
Also, do you mean inhuman as in not human or not humanoid?
It sounds as if it should not come from a human throat.
Yeah, I'll just copy paste this because there's no click link for this. It's just part of the Paladin set.